Welcome to another program of Focus on Health. I have one person to my right who you're going to see in a little bit. She's been here so many times and does such a good job. And this is about a new program. And you want to know something? Maybe I shouldn't be putting this tease out because I just found out about it the other day. See you on the other end of this commercial. Welcome to another program of Focus on Health. I know I gave you a hard teaser. It is about a program that I'm going to have my good friend Susan Gallagher, who has a marvelous daughter who's been on the program, to look into the camera and to give information about herself, a little bit about the program, the new program, and all the information how you can contact her to get all the info that you all need. Susan, if you'll look in that camera right there and tell them your name and
Hi, I'm Susan Gallagher with New Horizons Behavioral Health. Thank you so much for having us here, and thank you for this opportunity to share about our Connections program. My office is at 2100 Comer Avenue, and you can reach me at 706-596-5517, but we're really here to talk about Connections, which is our peer recovery center. Just celebrated its first year anniversary, and I brought along Ada Thomas, the program director for Connections, to tell a little bit about the program.
Okay, Ada, look into that camera right there and see that beautiful smile and tell them, get all the information to them and let them know that you're the program director.
Hello, my name is Ada Thomas, and what that means, it has been 6 years since I used any mood, mind altering substances. Today I am a mother, a grandmother, and I am the program director of Connections, the place to be. Our address is 4827 14th Avenue, across from Fat Boys Farmers Market. Our telephone number is 706-507-9016. We are a peer-on-peer run sober living community where we help our peers who are going through wants to be sober, living sober, or want to stay sober.
That's
we
awesome.
offer our hangout spot for them to come in. We do peer-to-peer. We do group check-ins. We do NA meetings, CMA meetings. We have snacks, coffee, plenty of coffee, and we give out love and hugs.
Plenty of coffee.
And love and hugs, don't forget that.
I like the love and hugs too. Now that's a good combination. I love coffee because you all have to excuse me. I do love coffee. Old Army Sergeant, and I drink more than the law allows. But I love hugs too, and you can't beat that combination. So I'm going to have to be there.
Yes.
Let us go, Susan, to our first slide so we can break the ice because I know we got a lot of information.
Before we do that, can we give you a little gift from Connections?
Oh!
I'm sorry.
Now, y'all know I got to have them come back now, right? I got to have them come back. Thank you, Eddie. This is so nice. I'm going to take a peek, y'all. Oh, it's good stuff, too. Thank you, Eddie. I appreciate that. And I want to turn this around so you all can see it. See what it is? There it is. And guess what? That's all you all want to see. It's some good stuff inside this bag right here. Okay, let's start the program. And let's start with the first slide. Susan, you're on.
Sure. Connections is an addiction recovery support center, meaning it's a peer-led organization where folks that are 1 hour into their recovery or 20 years into their recovery can come and be supported in their sober living through peer-led activities. And it's everything from structured programs such as groups and check-ins to Friday night movie night and watching football games on Saturday.
Ooh.
It's a sober living sanctuary in the heart of the city.
Now that's awesome. And if I'm not mistaken, that would probably be the first, wouldn't it?
It's the first one that I know of. There are 6 adult or addiction recovery support centers in the state of Georgia. We're a public facility, meaning it's funded through Georgia Department of Behavioral Health and Developmental Disabilities, as well as the Georgia Council on Substance Abuse and the Consumer Network. There are 6 addiction recovery support centers in the state, and this one is here in Columbus. No treatment goes on at all. It's not a treatment facility, even though it's under the auspices of New Horizons.
So it's basically support, is that right? Would that be basically when you say loves and hugs and coffee, so I know it's a lot of good stuff. So tell me, if I were to come in, what would you do?
Well, when you come in, you get greeted, offered coffee. You be given a tour. We have a computer lab. We have a cafe where you get sandwiches and coffee. We have where you can just sit down and relax and look at big screen TV, look at football, play PlayStation 4. As a matter of fact, we have games, art center. We have a group area where we sit down and do groups together. We do arts and crafts, and we also do outings sometimes. And Monday, November the 25th, we'll be having Friendsgiving Day. Friendsgiving Day is where you come out and you bring a covered dish, and you bring a friend, and we have confiscating the meat.
And what time is that?
That's from 11 to 4, and from 2 to 3, we'll have gratitude meeting.
You can't beat that. Susan,
A
this-
gratitude meeting is where you give thanks for being sober and all the blessings that the Lord has brought into your life. And then on Thanksgiving night, for those that want to be sober, that need a sober place to come to, we'll be open from 5 to 9, and we'll be serving spaghetti and salad.
So now this is, I see this is a humongous support effort. Now, we're going to go through the next slide so we can keep time, but I'm going to ask you, can anyone just come walk in that needs help? No matter, if I got off the bus right there from the Greyhound bus station.
Anybody's welcome. You don't have to be a New Horizon client.
Ooh, she's sharp. Let's go to the next. She's sharp. She's sharp. She's the program director, so I know she knows. Let's go to the next slide then.
So Connections is the place to be, and we support individuals with their recovery, self-determination, self-advocacy, which is an important a part of recovery, well-being, including physical well-being, and then independence. We offer connections to resources on employment, job training, GED activities, housing supports, so anything to help a person live a life of independence and recovery.
Well, it seems like you pretty much have everything covered because you're talking about a number of things. You help them in their recovery. So
Right.
if they're just starting and they need to have that warm, fuzzy wraparound,
Right.
you tell them about self-determination that everyone, no matter what you've been through, there's always forward. The good Lord loves you, and you can always start back again.
Right.
Self-advocacy, because you got to start feeling good about yourself.
Exactly.
But did I get an amen on that one?
Yes.
That's right. And then well-being, to sustain that. A lot of people
Right.
think wellness is just typically about, in the best of shape. There's a lot of things involved in that.
Right.
And of course, here's the biggie: independence.
Independence.
So this is
exactly.
awesome. Boy, you got a big ball of wax to be dealing with.
Well,
Can
and
we go- go ahead.
there's a saying in the recovery community that connection is the opposite of addiction.
Ooh,
And that's
That's
what,
heavy.
Yeah, and that's what
Few-
connection is.
few words, but that is some heavy stuff right there, huh? Let's go through that next one. Now, Susan, I know it's a lot here.
Yeah, there's a lot.
But I
of
know you
information.
can do it because I've seen you. Trust me, you catch the ball and go to the goal line every time.
Well, this gets into a little bit of the technical stuff of what an addiction recovery support center is supposed to do based on guidelines from the provider manual prepared by the state of Georgia, DBHDD. And it's everything from transportation services to family supports to employment to housing supports. These are required activities or components of any addiction recovery support center, and all of those are available through Connections. They either may be directly provided, or the Connections peers may be able to link you to some of those services.
Well, you want to know something? I think that is extremely important. This phone of mine is not acting well. But what I would like to, so this is huge. Individual or group peer check-ins, employment services, social support activities, that's huge. Educational services, family support services, housing supports, transportation, which is huge also. Artistic recovery support, volunteering service, and recovery-oriented. This is awesome.
Right.
And all this here,
Yes, we also do GED tutoring on Wednesdays from 1 to 3:30.
Well, that is awesome.
wonder.
That's awesome. Can we
Excuse
go to
me.
the, go ahead, I didn't want to cut you
Oh.
off. You told me a whole bunch of good stuff.
1:30 to 3.
1:33, see, I can tell this is the program director.
Yes, it
Susan.
is.
She's got the times down.
Yes, she does.
Let's go to the next slide, please.
So Connections is the place to be, connected to community, connected to peers, connected to yourself, which in addiction, sometimes you lose that connection to yourself, who you were before you fell into addiction, and you need to reconnect with that,
That is
as you
exactly
work through
right.
your recovery. Connected to family, connected to wellness, and connected to resources. So
Yes.
that's basically what we do when we say connections. We are trying to connect the individual with all these aspects to support recovery.
And I'm going to tell you, you all are connecting a lot because this, I can see where this is a place where individuals come that they can be whoever they want to be.
Yes.
You know, that they get all the support that they really need in this program here.
Exactly.
And I want to say, just looking, I can tell that you have a heart for it.
Oh, I love my job.
I know you love your job. Every time I mention it, I see you start smiling and laughing. So that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Let's get to the next slide, please.
I can't see what this slide
But wait a minute,
says.
let me see now. I'm going to see if I can pull it up. It says,
Oh, that's the vision statement
Envisions,
of, yeah,
right.
this is the vision statement of
a world
connection.
where recovery from addiction
Right.
to alcohol and other drugs is understood, embraced, promoted, enjoyed, and that all who seek recovery have real equal access to the support, care, and resources they need to achieve and sustain long-term recovery and live a life of resiliencies.
Right.
And let me just tell you something. That is one thing that a lot of people lose with addiction, and a lot of them need help to be resilient, to bounce back.
Right.
And Connections appears like it is offering
Right.
everything that a person really needs to be resilient and to bounce back.
Right. And that's why we're so appreciative of you having us come and talk as the holiday season approaches, because often that's a difficult time for people in recovery. Think about all those holiday activities where alcohol and drugs may be part of the celebration. So we're trying to make Connections a real festive place to be to come to during this holiday season if you feel like you need that sober living sanctuary. And we respect all pathways. It's not a 12-step, it's not a, there's not any one pathway to recovery. At Connections, we're open to every pathway. Ada will talk about the all recovery aspects of it. So we respect everybody's path to recovery.
What I like is that the sum up Connections, just about support. So Ada, you talk some more about it. Susan threw you the ball of talking about the support and that you're always open and you're there to help everyone.
Our recovery meetings are in a particular pathway that you may follow that has helped you stay sober. We meet and we just have an all recovery meeting where we don't concentrate on one particular
Which is awesome. Pathway to sobriety.
Yeah, we embrace all pathways and allow you to be open and free to discuss
How you feel.
Yes.
And you want to know something, it's just, what you're describing to me is like someone coming in out of the cold and getting a warm blanket.
Yes.
Is that about right?
Yeah.
Some love and some hugs.
There we go. Well, you know what we're going to do? We're going to take a break, and we're going to be right back right after this next commercial.
Come on, let's go.
Hey, hi, what's your name? You live around here? You're pretty. Where are you guys going? Where are you going? Where are you going? Where are you going?
Guess it's about time to get you fixed, sweetie.
Your pets will start getting noticed sooner than you think. Accidental litters lead to millions killed in shelters each year. Help prevent more. Fix at month 4.
Welcome back to Focus on Health. Now, guess what? Sitting to the right of Ada, I'm going to have this young lady to look into that camera right there, identify herself, say a little bit about herself, and let her know what she does at Connections and her connection to Connections.
Hi, my name is Christy Gregory. I am a social work intern at Midtown Recovery and also at Connections. My contact information is 4827 14th Avenue, Columbus, Georgia, and it's 706-507-4016.
9016.
I'm sorry, 9016.
There we go. No big thing. Now, tell them a little bit about yourself
Yes, and I'm
and how
also
you got connected to Connections.
I'm also a peer in recovery. I have been sober for almost coming up on 3 years.
Ooh.
So,
And you, I'm going to ask a question I already know. You're involved because it allows you an opportunity. And this is what I like about Connections. It allows everyone that comes there. It's about support. And so it engenders in you that you want to be involved in giving back for all that was done for you. Am I like a mind reader?
absolutely.
That's right on. So let's jump off on that. Tell someone.
Yes.
This young lady, by the way, is an intern. She's going to get her bachelor's degree, but she's already hooked up to go to grad school. That's awesome.
Yes, and that is all because of recovery. So it has been a wonderful opportunity to be able to come into Connections and be able to be there, to be able to be supportive to other people and show that, like, recovery works. Being able to be there to show that, hey, we just continue to put one foot in front of the other and don't give up no matter what, and be able to be supportive to other people. So.
And I think it's awesome. And this is a very unique program. And my good friend Susan told me about it, and I want to get it out into the community because this is the whole thing. Where else can you go where no demands on you, that you can come there, that it's not any meeting about sobriety, but you get some coffee from Ada and all the loves and hugs, and you can just be yourself, and people are there to support you. What I like about it is it's peer operated. Individuals who have been down the road know, although not reading the book is not bad, but there's nothing like experience. And so this is a really, really, really unique organization. And Ada, I'm trying to figure out how you're able to do all that you do with all that Connections does, that you're supervising.
Well, I presently have 2 part-timers, and I have 2 full-timers that's coming on in December. I started out as a part-timer, and I got lucky. One day they asked if you wanted to be the part-time director, and I accepted, and so now I'm the intern. I'm the program director.
Well, let me just tell you, it shows me that when you came to Connections and you found out you said, well, I'm just so grateful the Lord has directed me to this program. Just give me all of it. Just give me all of it so I can pay it back. Is that right?
Yes. What I wanted to do when I graduated from college was I wanted to open a resource center for women coming out of prison. But this allows me to work in a resource center where I work with women and I work with men that has been incarcerated and help them get their life reestablished.
See that? So
And help get them different resources in the community to help get their kids back.
Sure.
Like our GED tutoring those that never learned to read or graduate, it gives them that self-esteem and that self-motivation that they can get their education and that they can go on further and get bigger and better jobs and support their families. And we try to hook up with, collaborate with doctor offices, getting their teeth done. I collaborated with one dentist, one doctor's office. They're supposed to get back in touch with us because when you do drugs, it messes up your teeth. And a lot of people are scared to smile or don't like to smile because their mouth
it's not in good shape.
Yes. So that's what we work on, trying to build a person back up one step at a time.
One step at a time.
One hug at a time, one cup of coffee at a time.
And, you know I'm going to be there just to come in there to visit. From a social work perspective, tell me what some of the things, what you do in the office, how you contact with people, how you support them.
Actually, Pop, no treatment goes on at Connections, so that is all left to New Horizons or other parts.
So you're just basically about support.
Yes, I'm all about
And you want to know
peer
something?
support.
And you want to know something that's awesome.
Absolutely.
Because really, speaking, individuals coming there, That's what they need. They just need that
Love
that love, the hugs,
and
and
a cup of coffee.
cup of coffee. That's what I'm talking
And
about.
connection.
And that, because it connects. You definitely connected with me when you say coffee now. Because I love the hugs now too. Now I'll be there just to come in and just to check. I love this organization without even having seen it because of your purpose and what you're doing.
Right.
And so, what we're going to do, we're going to take a break, and we're going to have my good friend Susan Gallagher come back again to do what we call a wrap up here, and we'll see you on the other end of the commercial.
Man, I wish the city would fix these darn potholes. Someone needs to report this.
Has this ever happened to you and you didn't know who to call? It's simple. Dial 311 or 706-653-4000. Columbus 311 Citizen Service Center. Our goal is to provide complete, accurate, and timely information to citizens and employees regarding complaints, inquiries, and requests for information. Columbus 311 Citizen Service Center, your direct link to city service.
Welcome back to Focus on Health, and this is going to be the wrap up. And Susan, what I want you to do, and by the way, I know she can do it because I've been at places where there was no TV screen, anything, so 40, 50 people off the top of her head, she did. So what I would like for you to do is just talk about connections. And I'd like for you to who came up with the concept of it, with connections, and how did it evolve? How did the concept of having it peer driven come about? Because I think that is an extremely strong point, because if individuals have been through, they know how to help others through,
Right, exactly.
which is huge.
Right.
And I like the fact that no matter what program recovery program, as Ada said, might be in, but you all are just about supporting the individuals.
Right.
No, nothing that, no lesson, no any of that. It's just support.
Exactly, exactly.
So,
I was at a meeting the other day and they talked about Georgia being like 31st in the nation when it comes to health. Well, when it comes to peer recovery, Georgia can be very proud because we're leading the nation in peer-led recovery programs.
That's awesome.
And have been for over 10 years now. The Georgia Department of Behavioral Health and Developmental Disabilities opened up a competition among community service boards 2 years ago to do the first funding for addiction recovery support centers. New Horizons didn't apply for that funding. We applied the second round. We wanted to see what our peers were doing and how it was done.
Right.
And so a little over a year and a half, maybe a year and a half ago, we applied for the second round of funding. And now our Connections program is one of 6 addiction recovery support centers in the state of Georgia that's a public entity that's a recovery support center. Again, no treatment goes on there. An individual does not have to be in treatment services with New Horizons. They can be 1 hour into recovery, 20 years into recovery.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's the phrase that caught my attention. 1 hour or 20, that's awesome. That to me, that just tugged at my heart when you said that, because I realized that I do love the fact overall that it is peer driven.
Yes, yes.
It is peer driven. And I'd just like to say thank you to these 2 young ladies. And Susan, let me just tell you something. You're all over the place. I always want to tell Andrea and I know she knows because she's told me over the phone without you being there, that you are a gem.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate
And what I would
that.
like for you to do now is, I know Connections is here,
Yes.
but I'd like for you to come to our meeting, because we had our meeting at the River Valley Regional Commission, and to come and speak about this program.
I would love to.
If you will
Yeah,
come.
I would love
And
to. Maybe I
you
can
got to bring the
convince Ada
program-
to
the
come
program-
along
I
with
think
me.
the program director, you need
Yeah.
to bring the program director
I
along.
might
with
have to lure her to lunch afterwards.
There
but I
we go.
think
That's
that
right. We're
might
going to have a
work.
little lunch. We'll have a little
What date is it?
It's always on a Wednesday. It's the 4th Wednesday of every month.
Right.
So, Susan, we're going to have to
At
do
what
that.
time?
Okay. We'll figure
We'll
it out,
figure that
Ada.
out.
We're
We'll
not
get
going to put
that.
you on the spot right now. We'll figure.
I know that you got some pictures that you wanted us to show. Can we go to the pictures, Bruce? There we go. Now, can you see them? Explain some of those pictures.
When you first come into Connections, you'll come through the door, you'll see the computer lab on the right and the living room area on the left. But straight ahead, you'll see smiling faces, and that's our greeting desk.
Oh,
You can
that's
sit up at the
awesome.
desk and meet and greet and find out about Connection. You have literature up there. The second picture is at the 5K run. That's our living room.
That's nice. That looks
Welcome
like
to come in and look at flat screen and look at the Super Bowl.
that looks better than my living room. That's a comfortable living room to be coming into.
Great place to relax.
Football hell.
On Saturdays, we have football hangout from 12 to 6.
Uh-oh.
And that's our meeting area, our eating area. Just get together and,
Where the coffee at, Ada? Where the coffee at, Ada?
you haven't got to that screen.
Oh, okay.
Those are our recovery meetings that we have during the weekday and weekends. That's our CMA Crystal Meth Anonymous meeting that we have on Thursday nights from 7 to 8.
Oh, wow.
That's our computer lab with one of our peers that employed with Connection.
That's a nice computer lab there.
4 computers, and they also have access to the internet and printers, yes.
Awesome. What's that?
That's the computer lab. Oh, that's that's our famous cafe where you get your cup of coffee.
I knew, I was getting ready to ask you, where is that shot at? So you all have plenty of offices and places where someone can just feel good and come and hang out. Movie night.
Yes, that's one of our activities that we have on Friday night. We have a meeting first and then an activity.
Awesome.
Either movie night, bingo, spade tournament, or recovery meeting.
One of the biggest things that we tried to start up was that on Friday nights, we opened from 5 to 9, where we were able to start having an all recovery meeting and then an activity, so people had a safe place to come and hang out on Fridays, gave them a safe environment
Right.
where they were able to come and be sober, be around sober people, and have fun. So have fun in recovery. It was very important
And
for
you
us.
can't beat that. And would you touch on also why this is important? Because of the holiday season.
Oh, yes, with the holiday season coming up, people are going to feel pressured to maybe
Right.
slip out of recovery. So Connections is there to support recovery.
And-
And the events on Friday night are kind of like the Columbus Museum. They're always changing and
Right.
always free.
Well, that's awesome. Well, you want to know something? Y'all have, what is this here? This is,
That's some of the art that our peers
Some
have done. The pumpkins was painted in appreciation of Domestic Violence Month, and
okay. Well, and celebrate recovery. Celebrate recovery. Well, in the interest of time, we're going to have to leave, but you want to know something? The bottom line is, I'm just so thankful for New Horizons. So thankful to know about Connection. I will be coming in at 8. Now, you know, when I walk in the door, you know what, all what you do is you help me with the coffees. That is exactly right. And I'd just like to thank Susan Gallagher for New Horizons, all the things that New Horizons contributes to this marvelous community that we're in and all that it does. Susan's all over the place. And until next month, I want to say, please be good and kind to yourself because God loves you.
thank you.